Hello, I'm Simon from CareCo, and I'm going to show you how to assemble the CareCo Advanced Mobility Scooter. You may wish to ask somebody to help you do this because some of the components are slightly heavy to lift. Or you may want to take out our paid-for assembly service. Please check our website, call our customer services team, or maybe pop into one of our showrooms. I've taken all the items out of the box that the mobility scooter comes in, and I've laid them out in front of me, as you can see. We have the main chassis of the scooter, its seat and headrest, a basket, charging transformer, and the mirrors. Last but not least, I have the key at the very front. When I took the mobility scooter out from the box, I did actually have to take a knife and cut down the box just to aid lifting this out, because it is a fairly heavy unit. Once out though, we start by raising the tiller. This is on a hydraulic strut, and there is a lever underneath the tiller that I press down, and then it lifts up. And that's now out of the way. Before we fit the seat, we have to connect the power to the batteries underneath this base plate. So let's remove that now. Where the seat post goes, there's a rubber grommet. That simply lifts and splits so that you can remove it. We'll place that to one side, but remember to put it back towards the end. This cover is held in position by 2 screws, and we'll just remove those now. Again, place them to one side, and we'll put them back in a moment. The cover lifts at the front and then slides forwards. So I'm lifting it here and lift over the seat post. And again, I'm going to place that to one side. And inside here now, we have our red power connectors. So simply clip those together and make sure that they're not going to foul on anything when we put the cover back in. Please be careful when you're in here. Don't have any metal objects such as screwdrivers or spanners, and keep them away from the electrical terminals in here. We'll now place the cover back on, and we can move on to the seat. So the cover we place over the seat post, into position, push the tabs and place it into position. We take our screws and place them back in. And on the other side as well. And then finally, we fit the little rubber grommet over the seat post and into position. So next, we're going to fit the seat onto the seat post. This is where you may need the help of a friend because the seat is fairly heavy. If you want to do it by yourself, make sure you use the correct posture and bend your knees. Pick the seat up. And underneath, you need to ensure that you pull this lever whilst placing the seat post into the pin. So I'm positioning it there, into position, and then letting go of the handle, and the seat clicks into position, as you can see. The seat is facing forwards, or the backrest is folded down, and there's a lever on the side. I lift up, and then the seat I pull with my other hand. We can now fit the headrest, place it into the backrest, and on the left-hand side, there's a little clasp that you push in, and then that allows the adjustment of the headrest up and down to a position that suits you. We can now take the basket and fit that to the front. That simply places on the bottom and then in the top, and then just push down on it and it clicks into position. We're now going to fit the wing mirrors onto the tiller. We have both one for the left and the right hand side. In order to fit these and secure them, you will need a 10mm spanner. But initially, you can place them into the holes provided on the tiller and then rotate them in a clockwise motion and then tighten them up. And when you reach the desired position, there's then a locking nut underneath this cover that we can tighten with our fingers initially, and then with a 10mm spanner that I have in my pocket, I can just Knit that up. And that secures the mirror into position. And we repeat on the other side. And then when it's in its final position, knit that up again with the 10mm spanner, as so. And fit the little rubber grommet over the top. On the seat, we can adjust the armrest height by lifting up the armrest and turning this trundle wheel underneath. We can adjust that position higher, as can be seen, or turning it the other way moves it lower down. So again, you can set that to your preference. In order to use the scooter, we need to ensure that we charge it for a minimum of 12 hours. We can charge it in two positions. We can plug the charger into the tiller port or directly into the battery here under the seat. That's up to you. For me, I find it easy to use the tiller. So again, we would use our charging port, plug that into there and the other end into a socket and leave for 12 hours. I've actually had this one on charge anyway, so it's ready to go. But what we need to do on the back of the machine is there is a freewheel or drive lever. This is a yellow lever, and in its up position, we are able to push the mobility scooter. This means it's in freewheel mode, but cannot be driven. In order to drive the mobility scooter, we need to press this lever down, and you'll now feel that the Advance is locked in position and ready to be driven. Once we've got the CareCo Advance together, we can now take the key and start the mobility scooter. Lift the handle on the seat, and if necessary, rotate the seat. Sit down again, pull the handle, and bring your armrest down. Take the key and place it into the ignition. Before we start, we might want to adjust the seat. Remember, we've got the lever on the side that we can adjust the backrest. We have a lever underneath that we can adjust the seat forwards and backwards. And finally, on the tiller, we have the hydraulic adjustment that if we press, we can adjust that tiller bar and bring it closer to us so that it's comfortable to ride. Once you're ready, turn the key on and off you go on your journey.